everybody, I'm Natalie.
And I'm Max.
And we're cruising Israel for ILTV. Max, did you know that there are many organizations in Israel that tend to these injured animals and nurse them back to health?
I remember we went to that monkey sanctuary
Yes,
the
we
other
did do
week.
that. Well, today we're going to go to something pretty similar.
Oh?
But instead of monkeys, it's going to be sea turtles.
Sea turtles?
Yeah.
Cool. Where does that take place?
Not far at all, Max. Just drive north a half hour.
Scientists say the sea has been home to the sea turtle for over 100 million years. While the human population continues to grow, the sea turtle population has become endangered.
Nearly all the sea turtle species are considered to be endangered due to human activity and lifestyle. Israel's rescue center is home to local sea creatures who are in need of veterinary care.
The turtle over here is about to get cleaned and transferred into a new tank. Am I right?
The turtle name is Ninja, first of all. That's very important to know, because he is a ninja. This turtle actually arrived about 4 months ago with a head trauma, serious head trauma, and also he had entanglement in his front fins and his rear fin. Actually, one of his rear fins actually was amputated because of that entanglement. He suffered from many problems, and now in the rescue center he's healing very, very nice.
Before transferring him into a new, spacious tank, they took his measurements and applied medical ointment onto his head injury. Once Ninja is fully healed, he will get released back into the sea. Unfortunately, not all turtles are that lucky. Mazal and Chofesh are names of the two sea turtles that have suffered injuries so harsh that they will never be able to return to the open seas again. Chofesh has lost 2 limbs on the same side of his body, which makes it really hard for him to balance himself. But thanks to the center, an artificial fin was custom made for him. Mazal and Chofesh will be involved in the breeding stock in order to increase the numbers of green sea turtles in the Mediterranean.
The green sea turtle in the Mediterranean is in a really bad shape at the moment. We assume there's about 10 to 20 females nesting already only in Israel, and about 500 nesting females in all the Mediterranean. And that was like 100 years ago. We're talking about thousands of turtles. So there's no question about the extinction.
So just in this past century, you've seen a sharp decline in the population of these sea turtles?
We have papers from the Fishery Department of Palestine, before Israel was exist even, and they're talking about from this bay and up north to Accra, about 2,000 turtles are killed every year.
Wow, it's a big number.
It's a big number.
The baby turtles, known as hatchlings, leaves its nest and makes its way to the sea. However, there are many obstacles in their way before making it to the water. The vulnerable creature's survival is ensured by the Israeli Rescue Center.
To collect the eggs, the nest of the turtles, and keep them in safe places, safe fences.
Oh, okay.
And then we make sure all the nest is hatched, and we make sure
And they go back to the
they
sea.
go to the sea without some foxes or crabs or something
Wow.
disturbing.
Yaniv has been rescuing turtles since 1999 and doesn't seem to be stopping anytime soon.
So it all started with you finding and rescuing an injured sea turtle. You guys have definitely come a long way since then. Why don't you speak to us about the process?
Oh, it's a long one. It's 17 years of process. The whole idea is, it started by just helping out one turtle, but then we realized that the problem is much bigger, and we have to take care of actually many other turtles. Today we get between 50 to 80 turtles every year.
What are some of the dangers that the turtles are facing today?
Well, today it's mainly fishery pollution, and shockwave traumas coming from either security or military practices.
Volunteers from all over the world has joined the rescue center in Israel to help tend to the injured sea turtles.
So our day-to-day activities are generally managing the turtles, making sure they get fed, cleaning the tanks, taking their temperatures so that we can keep a log and a record over time to make sure that the turtles are doing okay. I think it's important for Israel specifically. It's quite a young country. The marine sector is growing, conservation sector is growing. There's a lot of need for it basically. So they do a lot of good work here, and I just thought I'd come and help.
The Israel Sea Turtle Rescue Center hopes to expand in order to save even more sea creatures. The aim is to increase the amount of green sea turtle hatchlings along the Israeli coastline.
The turtle was suffering from a hook injury. The hook injury caused a trauma to the main artery, and the turtle lost a lot of blood. Now the hematocrit, the amount of red blood cells in the blood was really, really low. It was something like 12%. And now every few weeks we take blood and we measure the hematocrit to see the increase, like to see if the turtle is getting better.
According to Yaniv, by the look of the blood, the turtle is going to be just fine. Max, I'm out of ideas. Where are we headed to today?
Well, there's one place I've been all along dying for us to go do because I think we could really get an interesting item out of it. It's a place I haven't been to lately because I own a car. The Central Bus Station. Have you been there? Tachana Merkazit.
I mean, what's there to see at a bus station, Max?
That's the thing that makes this place so unique. It's much more than a bus station. It's actually a big mall with over 1,000 units. Not all of them currently occupied, but there's some really unique and innovative kind of ways that the space is being utilized and not utilized, so we should go check it out.
All right, Max, I'm trusting you. Let's go.
Great.
In one of the biggest bus stations in the world, where millions of travelers pass through each and every day, lie some hidden gems which are worth exploring. Today we're going to meet up with a guide who knows pretty much every corner of the station.
The Central Bus Station is situated in the south of Tel Aviv, and the population is pretty diverse. There are communities from around 30 different countries, including South America, Asia, Africa, and different Israeli communities as well. The bus station is the biggest in the world. It has 8 floors and covers 1 million square meters.
Before meeting with the tour guide, I decided to do some exploring on my own, and I've actually found something pretty interesting. On the very top floor of the Central Bus Station, the 7th floor, is the art exhibition, where we'll find thousands of meters of painted walls done by many different artists all over the world and in Israel. On each different section of the walls here, you'll find different techniques of graffiti by the artists, whether it's stencil work or from a spray can, paint brushes.
After being mesmerized by the artwork, it was time to find our urban explorer, Yaniv. With his passion of exploring the neighborhoods that are left unseen, Yaniv discovered culture, art, and architecture all under one roof.
It was supposed to be a huge promise for the south of Tel Aviv. It was supposed to be grand. If you take a look at the surroundings, this architecture is taken from Paris. Galerie Lafayette.
Fancy.
The spiral over her head is taken exactly from there.
Well, this is my first time here, and I'm really excited, so let's check it out.
Let's go.
Ooh, yummy.
Yeah.
But it looks more like a mall to me.
It actually is a mall. First of all, it was built as a mall that has a central bus station inside of it.
Ah, okay. Let's see.
With such a wide variety of affordable and pretty random items, I had to get in on the values.
36, this is my size. Should I try it on? Ooh, these look great. Super comfortable. It's like walking on clouds with this shoe.
One of the things I really like about the station is that it's so diverse. In one spot, you can find a dance company, Madman, who's a producer of hip hop and breakdance.
Oh, cool.
There's a secondhand Russian bookstore, Nima, which is a Filipino-Israeli bank.
That's the only kind in Israel?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think that's what makes the south of Tel Aviv so special, that it's open to all these different cultures.
Yeah, the border of the city, and interesting things can happen in the border. How about going to the Filipino market?
Sure, I'd love to. Let's go.
With over 30,000 Filipinos living and working in Israel, it's no surprise that there are many stores and booths that cater to them, selling many Philippine delicacies.
A lot of these very interesting snacks before that I've never seen before. They're all imported from the Philippines?
Not only from the Philippines, it's Asian foods, but it's from maybe 80% from the Philippines, 10% from Thailand, and 10% from China.
Wow. So what kind of customers do you have here? Israelis or Filipinos?
OFWs.
Huh?
You know the meaning of OFWs? Overseas Filipino workers.
Ah, okay. So,
And also from Sri Lanka, from Indian.
So they like to have a taste from back at home.
You know why? Because every week they are in the work.
Yeah.
And they are eating Israeli foods.
Yeah.
Together with the employers.
So they miss
So during their day off, so they miss the foods from the Philippines.
Yeah. What is these Asian snacks?
These are the special foods of the station. We have steamed baos. They're just dumplings with different fillings. There's beans and beef. These are banana leaves that they boil or they cook sticky rice inside of it. And this is Filipino corn.
So not only a bus station, not only a mall, but this is also a theater that they have here.
Would you imagine there's a theater and a bus station?
No, tell us what's going on.
While you're waiting for your bus, you can come in here on regular shows. They have Shakespeare in Hebrew, they have local productions. This is one of the first French theaters in Israel. The founder, Nico Nitai, he came from the mainstream and decided to move away from that and do these inspiring local productions.
Well, this place is pretty amazing. They have so much to do here. I hear so many different languages, smell so many different flavors. Okay, so let's check out the next hidden treasure.
All right. Everywhere you look at, you'll find a design by an artist or a designer that they all came here to take part in this huge construction and this huge structure. It was supposed to be the next big thing. Everybody wanted to take part. So even these pipes were designed by people who wanted their name here, the signature.
Now we have found ourselves in a Yiddish museum with history books all around us and old records. How old is this place?
This place has been here since 2006. They have 50,000 books in Yiddish. It's all sorts. There's journalism, literature, poetry, all in Yiddish from mostly before the Holocaust.
Wow. The greatest hits of the Yiddish. Well, I see all these texts and old pages from books. What is this about?
This is just the lost heritage of the Yiddish culture. It's a language that's been spoken by Jews for 1,000 years.
Yeah.
I even came in here one day, and a person who runs this place, Mendy Kahan, he gives me this book which my great-grandfather wrote.
Wow.
I had no idea.
So you have a long line of Yiddish family?
Probably.
I do too. And I was wondering if there are any Twersky written books.
Tversky, I remember having seen the name many times, so we can look for them together if you want.
Let's do it.
No, and I should do good on my promise, right?
Look.
Yiddish was always part of different cultures, so it's not just by chance. They really feel at home here in the central bus station, next to the Filipinos and the Eritreans and all these different cultures.
Okay, so where are we headed to next?
We're gonna go to a bit more creepy parts of the station.
So this abandoned area down here, it used to be active at one point?
Yeah, all the station was kind of active at some point. This place, for example, was where you would bring your kids to play around in a jamboree.
Well, let's go down where it gets darker and creepier. Okay, so we're now in an abandoned underground floor in the bus station. It's extremely dark down here. Max, turn down the light. Pitch darkness. Okay, so talk to us about this.
We're gonna go somewhere that usually is closed to the public, but we asked special permission to go into this door right here.
Okay, let's see what's in there. Behind those doors.
Behind the door, it's an escalator to the
man.
second abandoned floor.
And we have to go in there?
We don't have to, but we will.
Okay. This is so scary. How did you find out about this?
I just have a tendency to open doors.
When you're not supposed to?
Yeah.
Wow, there's just so much extra space here. It looks like a ghost town.
It almost is. People were supposed to wait here. This is an entire waiting area. it hasn't been used. It was shut down 2003, so shortly after the station was opened. But there's something here I really like. It's special, and I want to show you it.
Okay, please.
It's not about the sign that's special. It's what's on the bottom. Because if you want to go to Cairo,
Oh, wow.
this is where you would take your
Tickets for
Yeah.
line 100 to Cairo.
Until some point in the beginning of the 2000s, this bus was running from Tel Aviv straight to Cairo.
Wow. Let's see the Batcave.
For another pretty unexpected sight in the bus station is the bizarre bat cave on the second floor, where it is home to hundreds of bats.
They found a home here. It's dark, it's nice, and they're kind of safe here.
The Israeli authorities had even declared it a natural preserve. After a few minutes of bat calling, we managed to see quite a few.
But this is the bat call.
They communicate, and they're very funny.
Right there, right there. Woo!
As curious as I was about the station, I was really surprised to find just near the Bat Cave a Chabad house. For me, it was a sign that these guys are everywhere.
The confusing, grotesque, dark station with no natural sunlight is exactly the design Israeli architect Ram Karmi was going for.
What was his vision in creating this design?
He called it a city under a rooftop, since you have everything you need in one structure.
Yeah.
And actually, there's a logic behind this chaos. You come into the station, you don't know where you're going. There's no skylight. You come into the fourth floor, that's confusing.
Yeah.
The intention of Karmi was for people to walk in and feel a bit disoriented, so they would have no choice but to wander around and spend some money.
From up here by the bus terminals, we could see not only a beautiful view of South Tel Aviv, but the entire city of Tel Aviv. Why don't you discuss the area?
It's a place in a neighborhood that has about 20,000 people living in it. The south of Tel Aviv has a bad reputation, and I think that's one of the reasons that decision makers decided to put it here, because they thought it's going to do good to this neighborhood. We call this station the Beast. We go into the belly of the beast. And I think that, like a real monster, if you come to the south of Tel Aviv, you can really find all these special places, unique foods, ethnicities, architecture. It's a very interesting area, and I found myself fascinated.
Yaniv is part of a group called CLTV that offers these urban tours in 20 different locations in the south.
I explore these neighborhoods, I talk to people, I go into places that most people don't even know, into backyards and side streets. It's fascinating, and it's a place that you won't usually see this kind of variety in the center of Tel Aviv.
Toda.
Well, Max, I know you're kind of a meat guy, but today we're gonna go to a vegan restaurant, but it does not only appeal to the vegan crowd. Everyone could have something to enjoy there. It's really good, trust me.
All right, I'll take your word on it.
And it's right here in Tel Aviv, so.
Right here in Tel Aviv, that's hard to beat.
All right, let's go.
Cool.
With an established and growing vegan scene here in Tel Aviv, it's no surprise that we came to pay a visit to restaurant Zakaim. Let's see what it's all about.
Tel Aviv has become the top destination for vegan travelers. With over 400 vegan restaurants, each one more creative than the other, you have lots to choose from.
This is not only a vegan restaurant, but it also has some Persian influences. Now we're going to enjoy some Persian pop.
It all started with a shared vision of 3 Persian brothers to open up a restaurant that also appeals to the non-vegan crowd. The restaurant brings natural, fresh foods to a whole new level.
We're now here in the open kitchen in the center of the vegan restaurant. Why don't you start out by telling us what exactly veganism is all about?
Well, first of all, veganism is about not using any animal products, of course. I think the most important thing for us as humans is to understand how we proceed and moving to a better way of life. 70% of the CO2 that released to the air comes from cows.
Yeah.
So if we stop growing cows, we'll do so much for the universe and for our planet. So
So many people believe in this myth that vegan food is sort of bland and boring, but I think as long as the right chef in the kitchen is preparing the food, then...
Yeah. I don't believe in the phrase vegan kitchen. The kitchen is always kitchen, the food is always food. What's vegan about it is me, it's the chef, it's the cook that stands behind it.
Okay, so what do you have for us here? What are you going to make?
Today we're going to make a presa, which is an Italian dish made from mozzarella and tomatoes and basil.
Did he just say mozzarella? That doesn't sound vegan to me. What he's actually using is just soy cheese.
So I know you have some Persian background. Is it reflected in the dishes?
The dishes has samples of my mother's and grandmother's kitchen.
Like what?
Like Persian lemon. I love that. I think this is the center of my kitchen, of the Persian kitchen.
So you add just a little touch
Yeah.
of Persian culture
Yes.
into your dishes. Can you show us this Persian lemon? This is a Persian lemon.
Yes.
Interesting. What exactly?
It's basically a small lemon that dried on the tree himself.
So what do you do? Crush this and include it
You
in
can
your...
do many things with it. You can transfer it to a powder and then use it like a
Spice.
It's a spice. You can put it whole in soups or any other stews or other dishes.
Not only the local Tel Avivians, but people from all around the world has traveled to the vegan city to check out the innovative cuisine.
Well, Judy and I are both vegan, and when we travel, I spend a lot of time searching for the best vegan options, and this is one of the top 3 vegan restaurants that we discovered on multiple sites, so we're excited to have dinner with.
This dish, we call it cauliflower gondi. Gondi is a very traditional Persian dish.
Yeah.
We talked before about the Persian.
Sounds Persian.
Yes. It's chicken and chickpeas.
Grind it together.
Yes.
Okay,
They bind it together and then they cook it in a very poor soup. In the soup you've got potatoes, onions, and turmeric.
So what you did here was you turned it around and made it a vegan style gondi?
Yes, I made the soup with the chickpeas, without the chicken, of course. Cauliflower drinks this sauce, and
absorb.
Then absorb the flavor, and then the cauliflower becomes the gondi bowl.
Yum. What I really love about this restaurant is as soon as you walk in, you feel like a sense of being at home with the cozy environment, the music, the chandeliers here.
The ecological-inspired design consisted of second-hand everything, from the furniture to the dishes and even the carpet stapled to the roof. So for really fresh, simple, and unique dishes that attracts not only the vegan crowd, Zakaim is the place.